Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for April 6th, 2022. Also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, it might be relevant, horribly irrelevant, somewhere on the spectrum. I'm not quite sure, but grab your food, grab a drink, come hang out for a bit. I already started shuffling. Normally what I've been doing recently is sitting with the cards. As soon as I saw Twin Flame, I started just recording because why bother? All right, remember, this is general collective. Don't force this to fit your life. You can easily let it fall away. Okay, if you stumble across this, we need to talk about your sense of security. Okay, if you have questions about booking a private session, go ahead and find me on the social platforms. Go to the description here. Send me, well, the email's in the description. Send me an email, or you can find me on the social platforms. My original Instagram was hacked. I had that stupid thing for 4 years. It looks like I'm not getting it back. And, well, my new one is no punctuation, no underscores, no spaces. It's at Raising Savak. So make contact. Ask about services, what might be right for you, pricings, availability, time zones. Let's look at what you're dealing with right now. Twin flame relationship. The parent aspect of this. Twin flame, I really want to take away that title. It's a very deep soul contract, without question. Soulmate, twin flame, kindred spirit, karmic, whatever it is, it's a very deep soul contract. I don't feel like it's a karmic though, so I'm automatically kicking that one to the curb. Listen. The person who's around you in your life, whether it's a romantic or a platonic connection, they're bringing up a lot of your wounds, a lot of triggering happening, a lot of projections are happening. It's unbearable. There's a reason why this is happening, and it's not because of a romantic prospect. This is not in the name of this romantic love that we're talking about. This is you and your healing that's going on right now. So I don't feel like you are accurately protecting yourself, especially from personal relationships. I think that it's become more of a fortress, and it feels so incredibly lonely. I don't want you to be stuck there. Archangel Michael is talking about your need of protection, the feeling of the need of protection. The base chakra is really dealing with your sense of foundation and security. I think it's completely lax. And look, we also have to cut your cords. What you are hanging on to and how you envision yourself to protect yourself isn't healthy at all. It's not productive. It's holding you back in a lot of instances. And you, my dear, how the heck do you expect to raise up the vibration if you're hanging on to these pains? If you're constantly in a state of reliving them, it's absolutely backbreaking. I don't want you to go through this. You're here to lift up energy. You're here to be part of this like general, not general, well maybe in some cases general, but let's not water it down like that. You are part of this collective awakening. You are here to raise up vibration. If you have all of these weights and anchors hanging onto your body, how in the hecking heck are you expected to do anything that is enlightened? You're going to be fighting to keep your head above water. You are going to be fighting to not drown. The people who are around you are triggering the bejesus out of you because you need to heal whatever the wound is. You need to actually face it, not tuck it away, pretend like it's not there. It turns into a nice little festering issue now, doesn't it? This is something for you to face, peel away the layers as if it's an onion. And trust me, when you peel the layers of onion back, it always makes your eyes water, doesn't it? You can expect a lot of unexpected emotions to arise out of this. A lot of unexpected reactions. Please give yourself some grace. It's really difficult. The people who are around you right now are highly important, whether it's a pleasure or a pain. The triggering is all the same in this. These people who are bringing about this trigger, incredibly important. So I need to light some incense. Go get your food and drink. I gotta do this. It takes at least 10 seconds. And I never know if I can light things on camera, so I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna risk it. I'm not gonna risk this being a safety violation. There's things that I'm willing to do. This is not one of them. Okay. There we go. All right, back to the reading. You, sit down. Shush. Tell me about what this person is for you in your life, aside from being a massive trigger. They are going to show you how deep your emotional wounds run and how deep these pains, otherwise than emotional, maybe even physical pains, maybe that manifest as physical pains in your body, how deep these go and how this has to be the last nail in the coffin. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that last nail to be in, but this has to be buried and grieved, if that makes sense. You can't just bury it and not grieve it. You're not burying anything alive. You're burying the past. You're burying, I think, this closing chapter. Change. And then we have the death. Yes, you're definitely experiencing a death. Look at this. Oh, sweet bejesus. All right. You. A form of escapism. Constantly moving on. Nope, we're not going to do it. We're not going to keep going back there. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. This is a form of running. You need to look back at this pain. Yeah, what's with this? Hang on. Hey. You need to look back at this. It's alive in you. It's not dead. You can't bury something that's not dead. It's completely inhumane. And why would you do that to yourself? Haven't you been through enough? Look at this. You're without question going through an ascension. I know that you have your reservations going in. This person who's triggering you is showing you how possible it is to move on and up. I think this is causing a very healthy agitation. You may be very confrontational with it. In fact, I'm pretty sure you are. Look at that 5. Speak softly, carry a big stick. Put some people in line. I mean that in a figurative sense. Oh, sweet Jesus. All right. I keep going towards these 2 decks. So we're going to get the messages from the angels about the healing. What do I often talk about here? The inner child, right? Look at this beast. I mean, not the angel. No, look at the things. I'm not calling this sweet little angel a beast. It's just funny. Okay, listen to this. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping and teaching and parenting children. What's this? As you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. And now I feel pulled to here. Second opinion, and then we have recovery. Have faith. What's this? Caffeine free. You're highly agitated. We can't afford to be any more agitated. It's time for some meditation. Yeah, good luck with that one, eh? It's going to increase your energy. These are good things, all good things. I love these things. Then we have hydration. Listen, go have a glass of water. All right. So what I'm really seeing in this is very clearly healing these old wounds, whatever time period you have been locked into, but also the scent of the rose, it remains on the hand of the giver. The healing that you are getting that's being triggered by whoever, this deep soul contract, I don't care if it's romantic or not, you are also being a major trigger for them. This is absolutely without question mirroring. I think that everyone is crawling out of their skin. I think that this is one of the most uncomfortable times for human interaction. Now, even in the relaxation, the calm, feeling the safety that we feel with certain people, there is this massive sense of agitation. And I think that you really need to talk about what you are agitated about. This second opinion is really pushing you to open up to somebody. There's somebody very important that you need to be talking to. I don't know if it's in the spirit world or in the physical world. Whatever the case is, either have that sit down meditation talk to them, or call them in from the other side, whatever you feel comfortable in doing, or even for some of you, make the call, make the visit, make the move in your life. It's not always going to be about making that physical connection. It's about making that telepathic, that emotional connection to where you actually can get whatever it is that you need to say, whatever the emotion is out there, so that you don't have to hang on to it anymore. It's the anchor that's holding you down. So what I'm seeing right here is the healing that's going to take place during that. For some of you, again, you don't have to actually reach out to these people. And if you can't, you can talk to them. Okay. If somebody's crossed over and you physically cannot pick up the line to go call them, you can call them over and you can actually talk to them as if they are here. Trust me, it works. You need to flush your body out and work on getting your actual physical movement in. Since you are in such a very delicate state, it's telling you to avoid agitated additives in your life. For some of you, I mean this in the most unfortunate way, it might be caffeine. Now, I'm not telling you to go decaf, because I don't know. And I think that decaf is bottled up lies. I said what I said. Avoid things that are going to make you more anxious, things that you would put into your body. Be very sympathetic with what your physical needs are and honor them. For some of you, this might involve eating things that are rooted in the ground, like root vegetables. I don't care if it's French fries. For some of you, this might be a comfort food of some sort of burger, whatever comfort food looks like for you. That might be something to ground yourself with. But if that is a form of escapism for you and you have issues with food diet, do something else. This is not something to slip in behaviors with, these addictive behaviors. So whatever the form of addiction is, obviously go another way. This is going to be a major time for self-discipline. And also it's a highly important time to avoid toxic people, toxic situations, and toxic whatever the heck it could be putting into your body. And also there's a lot of solar plexus chakra. So this is dealing with willpower and let's see, control over yourself versus anyone else, and not striving for this idea of holding up some sort of an image. This is not a time to seem like you have it all together. It's a really important time to show your vulnerability. So I do see that in underlining that entire statement. Reach out to somebody, use your resources, and don't put yourself in a point of isolation to feel like you're alone in this world. You're not. And I'm not going to let you think that either. It sometimes feels like it. I can't deny that. But in those moments where you feel like you are at, the worst and the most alone, if you can't physically reach out to anybody, obviously reach out to source, spirit, creation, God, Jesus, whatever you happen to believe in, because you are not meant to go through those dark moments alone. Again, it feels like you are alone sometimes. You're not. So then we have, keep charging ahead. Don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. I don't feel like there's any more that are coming in from here. But there is one coming in from here, and it's, well, this one I saw immediately. I felt like I needed to take the one from the bottom, and that was it. And then we have what? Earth Angel. Won't you be mine? Okay, no. So this is to teach life about love. Well, that is kind of like creative consciousness. It is consciousness experiencing itself. It is you. Anything that makes you feel like you're not enough, like you're discardable, that you're something that isn't worthwhile, that's not love. You're here to teach about love. And if you don't know what love is, you know what love isn't. And again, I'm not even talking romantic love. This is just love in general. That light end of the spectrum. Now, we can always be philosophical and say you need to know some darkness to appreciate the light. And yes, I agree with that. But you've experienced enough. You know what love isn't. You can start pulling that off the table of what your options are. and start allowing yourself to actually visualize, see, and maybe actualize what love actually is in your life. Whether it's platonic or romantic, it's a concept. So, my dear, you earth angel, whatever keeps telling you that you really need to settle, that you need to stop shooting so high, stop shooting so hard for what it is that you do want, knock it off. Don't go with that. If it's not coming from a place of fear, it's more than likely something that is meant for you. If there is a sense of urgency, a sense of fear, or just not enough, whatever the lack is, understand that that is not something that you pull yourself towards. You have nothing that you have to make up for. You've already done the work for that. So this is saying, use only positive words and thought as they are rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of any past negative thinking. I don't care what anyone could have said about you. It is not yours to keep that. Or what anyone has taught you to think or feel about yourself. Again, that is not yours to keep. That's something that you are to let go of. So these are the things that you need to watch out for. Following the advice. If you follow this advice, the path that you are likely on is the transition into the ascended lifestyle that you so rightfully deserve. And we have not overcompensating and taking on other people's needs, wants, and even potentially burdens. It's about having people be emotionally there for you and not you having to be the blanket barrier for everything. Then we have the new life is in reverse. Okay, so hold up. I want clarification on that. Constantly thinking that you are going to probably be at a state of renewal and that you're always going to be closing off this chapter. We have the thinker in reverse. You are way overthinking the situation. The regeneration is what you have to look forward to is what's not light, what is not love, what is not a building block of your life is going to go up in flames. And until that happens, you are going to be at a pause. You are going to be closing off this anxiety, and you are going to be closing off people who make you in control of what their emotional well-being is or the facets of their life. It's about people taking ownership for their life. Then we have soulmate. Soulmate and twin flames are all along this reading. I really am urging you to not get hooked on the title of soulmate or twin flame, all of which are just beautiful in their own right, but it really boils down to a soul contract and what it teaches us about each other and ourselves and where we're going. So what you are coming across right now is something that is substantially supportive, and it's perfectly timed. It brings out the best and digs out the most from you. And you don't know how long this could be in your life. So it's urging you to appreciate it for however long you have it. For some of you, this might be 5 seconds. For some of you, this might be 5 lifetimes, back to back, non-stop. But I want you to appreciate and understand every moment that you have with it, what it brings out in you, the beauty that it creates, and what it does for the, I guess, the area, the general, oh, look, we have peace, the peace that it brings. So these are all really wonderful cards, beautiful, nurturing energy to have. It is absolutely about ascension. And then we have feeling like a moment has passed you by and that you are in the throes of the pain right now. So let me just reiterate this to you. You haven't missed any opportunity. You didn't screw anything up. You're in transition, and what you are seeing is everything go up in flames. And that there's nothing that can hold you back. Anything that you use as an excuse to hold you back is simply that a BS excuse that is not going to hold you back. All it's going to do is make you, unfortunately, suffer in the moment more than you have to. So, final cards from these. We have 3, okay? So, if you're losing passion right now, this is a great time for you to plug into other works that are going to take your focus because the hurry up and wait game has occurred and now you're at the waiting part. So this, I see that something is growing right now and it's making its way towards you. It's going to reveal itself to you and it's going to be breaking all of these hard lessons of the past where it's been nothing but dead ends and it's been nothing but things that are closing off at the last stretch. Those are coming to an end. There is a sense of structure and freedom and momentum and cut through all the BS and very fast moving, making its way to you with a proposal. For some of you, romantic. For some of you, not so romantic. All of you, this is equally as important. So, my dear, if you are in hell right now, just know that you are in transition to your ascended life. Look at your triggers, look at your projections, look at these huge catalytic moments. It's to teach yourself something more about yourself. It's to heal something about yourself and for you to release something that is no longer about yourself, but what was in the self a time ago. What's going to replace it is the ascended version of you with these new soul-bound connections. And these soul-bound connections are huge catalysts and triggers for you right now. So it's a major time of compassion and it's a major time to pull back and breathe and reapproach. And that's going to be kind of coming in like waves. So see it for what it is, appreciate it for what it is, and give yourself some grace. This has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for April 6, 2022, also being timeless. Again, if you do have questions about booking a private session, go ahead in the description, find my email address, send me an email, or you can find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. I've changed all of my social platforms, every single one of them, to @RaisingSavak. No punctuation, no underscores, no spaces, nothing. Just one word, @RaisingSavak. I look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. So there's a lot of fears that are going to be released when it comes to you and your gifts and your insights that are definitely waking up. You, I do feel like, have a major gift. I think that it is an intuitive gift. I do think that it has skipped a generation. I think that you are an entirely different wavelength and vibration than other people in your family. I do feel like this comes from the lineage. Again, I feel like this skips a generation. So there's going to be a lot that you're going to have to learn to release in regard to your parents or the conditionings of a home life. Maybe I should take away the parent concept because not everybody grows up with their parents, whoever the caregivers were for your life. The third eye, you see energy and love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. And I really want you to pay attention to the energies that everything is giving off. I do feel like your eyes are really wide open. I also feel like there's an event recently that took place in your life that actually made you even hypersensitive to these energies. I feel like this is something that was turned off for a while. This may have been something that you did in your youth, like you would say something completely out of the moment around certain people or around certain places, and this could have been a historical event that took place in a current spot that you probably wouldn't have known about. And I do feel like this was something that made you feel kind of alien, or that you were made to feel kind of alien. And I know how weird that sounds, but it's in regard to people who couldn't see it or who didn't have the audacity to kind of speak on it or open up to it. So this is about releasing those fears and not overthinking the messages that Source and Spirit is giving to you, because it isn't necessarily about you. It's about the healing that comes from it. So you're being used as some sort of divine tool, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but this is speaking up, speaking the truth about the situation, not worrying about who's around, because those who are around are not going to be offended by it. If somebody is offended by it, then this is more likely a situation that they are trying to control or that they don't understand, and it's not forcing you to try and get somebody to understand. It's more about you just saying, this is what it is, this is how it's here, and this is what needs to be done with it. You're not having a power struggle or power play with anybody. It's more along the lines of, you can't keep all of this energy and wisdom and information pent up. It renders everybody who does that useless, and you are not useless. You are here for a major purpose, and this is just one of your many purposes. So you're an earth angel. What you're speaking about is not negative, and it's not evil, and it's not a lie. So you are showing people what these genuine energies look like, what it feels like, and I want you to really embrace it, because the more that you do, the wider your channel gets and the more effective and helpful that you can be. So I really hope that that made sense, and I really do hope that you embrace your gift. Nobody's coming after you for it. All right, not that you need it or anything in that you ever need it, but let me be the person who is officially giving you permission to let your freak flag fly. You're somebody who's very self-made and who, by embracing what makes you so weird and quirky and amazing, is oddly enough going to make you even more grounded. When you stand in your truth completely unapologetic, amazing things happen. What do you desire? And I see that this is something that you need to be completely honest with yourself and not compare it to anybody else's. Your dream is not everybody's dream. Your ambition is not everybody's ambition. What you want for your personal relationships, you better damn well believe that nobody else wants that. What they want is to their own degree. So stop living, through this, I guess, plain mindset of what it could be. Does that make any sense? Anyways, so this, what do you desire, and ground yourself. You need to make this happen. You need to manifest it, and you need to bring it to life. So this is something that I feel is less on the edgy side, and it's more on the innocent and virtue side. So it's coming from a very pure, like, ball state. And I mean it. It's like this visualization of this little light. And everything else is going to build on top of that light. That light actually represents your spirit. What is your spirit made out of? So this, I think that this has been something that has been pressured, that has been stacked against with the odds for God knows how long. And now it's time for all of that to fall off of that small base and really reconstruct itself. And I'm being pulled to use the rider weight. So this is what's stuck to my Merlin desk, weirdly enough. This, you start to see the benefit of immediately. The joy, it's what lights you up, it's what makes you come alive, and it doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. It takes a lot of audacity to live in the most authentic form, because you don't outrun it. You can't outrun what you are. When you acknowledge it, you can't make any more excuses for this part of you. And you can't make any more excuses for what you no longer want to be part of in, I guess, the waking life, or what was the waking life, what you were stepping away from. So the death is talking all about your ascension, and that this is going to be very costly to you, but it's an investment in yourself. And you got the Lovers, and you got the King of Cups. So it's going to be emotionally gaining authority of your life, having a lot of major changes take place, all of which are perfect and fulfilling, and all of which are going to be this wonderful, bountiful change. So it looks like love is reemerging in a connection that feels like it was a little bit one-sided, not necessarily codependent, but definitely triggering in its own right. It feels like it was failing, and it also feels like nobody was running away from it. So we have the Ten of Cups here, a start over. It feels fulfilling. It feels less stressed. Let me say, as my regular disclaimer for any relationship read, if at any point your relationship is abusive, toxic, or in any way, shape, or form illegal, get the heck away from it. This, it looks like there's reconciliation coming in on a Two of Cups connection. But again, if this is causing you pain, fear, or in any way a sense of safety being lost, get the heck away from it. This, it feels fulfilling. It feels like having a breakthrough and a barrier, and it feels like a resurgence and a re-establishment of this very peaceful and beautiful love. It feels like it's overflowing your cup, and it also feels like it's taking a lot of the stress out of your life. But we also have this card, which is talking about how this was a really backhanded smack at reality for what was going on within you. I feel like this love came charging in, and it took you away from yourself for quite some time, and that took away the harsh reality of what was, but it also threw it right in front of your face after a while, and it's not letting you make any half-hearted attempts to heal it. I do feel like this is something that there are reservations in getting back in, because you guys want to make sure that this is going to be moving forward and that there's no deception and no lies. But you know what? People are going to have to show up every single day for this relationship. And again, nobody is going to be perfect. So what are the cards that we have right now? We have cutthroat, to the truth, love. That is going to be an amazing partnership. And you guys are going to fight like cats and dogs in a very figurative form. And you guys are going to have a lot of closings happen in each other's lives. And it's also those trigger points. So I see that somebody who's been avoiding the work having to deal with it right now, and that can be backbreaking, especially for these soul-bound connections. And it's making divine feminine completely insecure and reserved. But there's also this point of acceptance with each other, and it feels like nobody's being left out in the cold. You guys are going through hell together. But also, again, I cannot stress this enough, I'm not making excuses for abusive, codependent, toxic, or illegal connections in your life. This, you guys are going to be juggling a lot, and this is a gift from Source and Spirit. It is a reflection of all the karma, and we have this final card coming through. You guys are going to get through this. Love is being reestablished. All right, if you found your way across this, chances are you need this mini message, and it is dealing with partnerships. Now, let me say as a disclaimer, if it's abusive, toxic, or illegal, get away from it. What I'm seeing right here is whoever holds the masculine energy in this connection, even if it's you, this is something that has not been worked on, and it's also a disruption in the connection. I see the feminine who's really creative and working on, I guess, their magic, for goodness sake, who's very charismatic and looking towards the future, and who's working really hard on this connection and making it work. It doesn't seem like anybody is really able to move on from this. I don't see you guys moving on. You guys really need to learn to make your own rules rather than stick to every other person's rules or conditions for a relationship. I do feel like there's a lot of pressure being put on the masculine form. I don't care what the gender is or who has it, or even if it is you. They need to take off whatever their pressure is and write their own rules. This is somebody who's right in line with the feminine, but they're feeling like this double standard and this double sense of pressure. And this is somebody who's in their own right, very charming, and who's very freestyle in their life. And I do feel like this is somebody who wants to step into more of being self-made rather than self-contained by the societal norms or pressures. It seems like they have a lot of discipline that they need to exert in their life. Exert. You get what I'm saying? Exert. You get what I'm saying? Do that in their life. And this, it looks like it's going to be a rough healing process, because they start to tap into their emotional state and then they go right back to the gray area. They need to know that they are safe to be fully in expression of, I think, their feminine form. We all have masculine and feminine inside of us. The masculine form is having a really hard time embracing this new element of feminine, not composure, but it's more like compassion and an expression of self. It needs to know that it's safe in its own environment. I don't see this connection breaking up. I see a lot of stress on the connection. I don't see either party wanting to walk away from this. So you guys need to really sit down, talk with each other, and be very clear and transparent with what your wants and needs are, and make your own rules, like what's going to work for you guys as a whole, and not really what everyone else finds acceptable. So this, you're not going to be left out in the cold. It's not going to cause a hardship. What you're doing right now and neglecting yourself and your actual needs is what's causing the hardship. So this is going to change rather fast, and I think that everybody is completely in this connection 100%, and it's going to change it fast. All right, so there's a celebration in order for you. This is happening fast. Whatever you have been in separation from, nobody has been able to move on past the connection. Please understand, if it's abusive, toxic, or illegal, I'm not supporting it. I don't care what the cards say. I want you to remain safe. This is saying if it's not any of those things, I see reconciliation coming in, and I see all parties who are involved working equally as hard on it. There's a lot of challenges that you guys weren't able to overcome, and it feels like this created a lot of loss of passion. There was a lot of resentment that was built up in here. And what I see is complete obsession on both parts. And it looks like both parts were afraid of the expression of that. So I see you guys taking a leap into whatever this connection is. This, I feel like it is really probably, you know, romantic. And again, please make sure it's not toxic, abusive, or illegal. And what we're looking at right here, it's like you guys are drawn back together. There's so much more for this contract. There's so much more for you guys to learn and that you're desiring from each other. And there's nothing that is substantial that's holding you guys back from each other, rather than own egos and wills. What I see is this coming back together. You guys are going to happen really fast. You're both taking the leap into this, and it seems irrational and foolish, but it's divinely protected. So it's just like, it's on. You guys see each other, and it's like, you guys can't deny this from each other. And what I see is this is going to be a ton of work. So do I want any more cards? No, what's the feeling I'm getting from this? I do want more cards, but I want them from here. So what is being healed? What is going to support your ideal life? What is the vision that you guys have together? And how can you get away from the old mindset, the old toxicities, the old resentments, the old construction of yourselves? This is something that you both mutually share, and it is a vision of what you guys want from life, from your future, and from love. And that's why I think you guys are being drawn back together, because even though you guys weren't healed yet, there was a huge magnetism bringing you guys together. So I think that you guys have done the work. You both have gone through an ascension and a rebirth, and it looks like you guys are really thinking about this with a clear head and even mindset, and just as much desire, if not more desire than before. You guys, it's basically picking back up where you left off, but this time from a healthy mindset, from healthy desire, from being grounded, and from a more healed perspective. So it's going to be a bumpy ride, but you guys are in this for the right reasons. So this is not worrying about how it's going to turn out or how you're going to make this work. It's about getting away from agitated stimulants in your life, from agitated situations. It's really working with the sacral chakra and seeing how incredibly sensitive you are. You don't have to worry about how this is going to work out. All you need to know is that it is going to work out, and that you're entering this in with a clear head, and that you guys need to maintain a sense of clarity. So this, where are you feeling this change or upset, or the message in the body? I want you to pay attention. For some of you, this may be the legs. For some of you, the hips. Some of you, the back. Wherever you're feeling this in the body, I want you to pay attention to the chakra source, and also really what the metaphysical reason of this body part is. For some of you, it feels like a major sacrifice that has been taken place in your life. The sacrifice is going away, and it looks like something new is coming into play. So there is an overall change that is going on with the physical body, which I think that you've probably been feeling those ascension symptoms. And also the detox is not wanting to fall back into old patterns, and actually making the effort to not fall back into those old patterns. You feel like something is about to be revealed to you. It really is. And I want to look into, hold on, what? No, it's not this one. What is it? Okay, it's going to be coming in from the Rider-Waite. What's about to be revealed to you in this? Let's see. A compromise, somebody who is coming in for a compromise. Depending on it, if it's the left side or the right side, this is either going to be somebody who is new in your life or somebody from the past. And this is coming back together to avoid some sort of a disaster. And also there's an issue with not wanting each other to be absent from your future. So this is not wanting to move forward without the other person, but also making sure that nobody is going to be a doormat in this. So a new level of respect is going to be established. I don't think that anybody was maliciously hurting each other in the past. It feels like it was the ego death that was probably current in your life. And until that happens, people are going to, unfortunately, have some sort of a power dynamic play and not be fully aware of it. So what I see is now a very grounded and compassionate and focused individual. It's a very motherly-like energy. I want to take away the title of mother because not everybody has a mother. This is a very nurturing and grounding energy, which is soothing. It's not overly sensitive. It's something that really works with a lot of self-discipline and willpower, looking at the bigger picture and not focusing on necessarily the task at hand, knowing what has to be done and taking the bumps in the roads that really goes with it, and being very firm in your seating in life, and also watching everything come to blossom in its own unique way, knowing that it's going to be an uphill battle and one step at a time, and sticking into the game. So the final card for this is it's hard work and you're worth it.